Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show. Today we have my friend Dave Hanron, the Senior National Channel Manager for Granite Telecom, the sponsor of the Top Gun Show. Dave is an experienced senior level sales executive, accomplished in creating and executing sales strategies and managing sales teams to exceed company and customer goals while building long-term partnerships. Dave's focus is on channel sales, providing agents with tremendous opportunities to earn residual income while offering the best customer experience available to your clients. Dave, welcome to the Top Gun Show.
Thanks, Steve. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you on again, man. Fantastic. Granite, you guys are just killing it with us at AppSmart, and I'm just proud to have you guys on the show. You're top notch.
Thanks, Steve. We enjoy it. It's a great venue for us to get the word out, so we enjoy being on your show.
Right on, right on. Well, Granite has historically been known as the largest aggregator in the U.S. for POTS lines and other copper services. I understand that has changed in the last few years, Dave. Can you tell us a little bit about how Granite has adapted its focus?
Sure, absolutely. So you're dead on with that statement. So Granite historically was known as, we were the POTS guys, right? We were the 800-pound gorilla in the POTS space. It was a great business for us. We grew rapidly to about a $600 million company in our first 15 years of existence. We're not naive. We know that the times have changed and technologies have changed. So we've adapted now and focused, like a lot of the companies you see in the channel, towards selling a technology stack. So, we've got the managed services. We've got all of our access that we've always had. We've got a lot of the advanced services that are very typical to a lot of the companies. So where does Granite do things differently, and where do partners succeed with Granite? So what we've tried to do is listen to our, we go out to the events a lot in the industry, just like you do. One of the recurring messages out there that we've been hearing is, just like any other sales environment that you get into, you get 80% of your sales from 20% of your customers, right? So the question always comes up, well, how do we get in there? And we hear a lot of questions. Okay, we all want to sell these advanced services. We know that's the future. But how do we ask that question to the client? How do we get in there and break that ice? Because we're not really that knowledgeable on it, and we're not that comfortable asking the questions. So we've looked at that, and our leadership has gone back and kind of taken a different approach to it. And what we've come up with is a solution to kind of guide that process. So we still today get a ton of connectivity requests, right? People will call us and say, can you quote us out a 50 meg pipe or a 100 meg pipe? Because connectivity drives all the solutions. So every time we get one of these connectivity requests, we now took it upon ourselves to expand that type of a quote. And instead of just giving you, hey, Mr. Customer, that quote's going to cost you, $1,000 for a 50 meg pipe, we've gone back and said, okay, here's the solution that you really need with that 50 meg pipe. And our team will throw on additional services that go hand in hand with that. Something like you may get a 4G backup wireless type of arrangement. You may get an SD-WAN appliance on there with a firewall. You might get managed services on there to do remediation in the case of outages, or in case your bandwidth's not enough. You've got latency or jitter on there. We're going to give you a solution for that. And we'll also throw in possibly smart hands that'll go out and install all this stuff for you. So we sell the full solution versus just the commodity. And what that drives conversations, which is the important thing I find in sales. Because now, even though the customer may not buy all of these things, the odds are they're going to ask about them. And that's going to open up the conversation where now the advisor can go back in and do what they do best, which is kind of upsell their existing client. So that's really what we do differently.
Yeah, and you guys do it in such a smooth way. I mean, it's not a hard sell. You're really educating the customer on other services that they really need to consider. And their business is not necessarily, their core competency isn't necessarily the network. So that's where you guys come in so well and go, well, we'll give you that, but we also have this available, and here's why you might want to consider it. So I love your approach, man. You guys do that so well. Well, let me go ahead.
I was going to say, we've sold an awful lot of this, but we've been really successful. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was just announced that we just won our back-to-back Partner of the Year award from Cradlepoint. So we were Partner of the Year in 2020. We just won it again in 2021. And we also were awarded the Partner of the Year by Fortinet. So
Wow.
we've had a tremendous amount of success in this advanced services space.
Yeah, congratulations on that in both cases. I remember when I interviewed Rob Hale, I said, "How did you do this? How did you build this into a what $1.6 billion company or whatever it is?" And he's like, "We just do what the customer needs. I mean, we take care of the customer. It's pretty darn simple." So, pretty cool stuff. Well, with the new focus on technology, where is Granite? Where are you guys seeing your biggest wins coming from?
Uh, Great question. There's a couple different areas where we're seeing success, where we're having the most success. Our most successful partners are getting their biggest wins. Um, as you know, historically, Granite was very successful in the retail space. So we had a ton of multi-location customers, right? With multi-location came, needs for life safety lines, whether it's alarm lines, elevator lines, fax lines, all those types of services that were left behind when people moved to UCAS type services. So, unfortunately, what's happened is the copper TDM market is going away. So we had to find a solution for it. So Granite purchased a company called Epic at the end of 2021, and that POTS replacement product is really one of our fastest growing programs right now. It's a patented program that we put out. It's an on-prem edge device, self-contained Class 5 switch that replaces POTS lines. It's really been a tremendous seller for us. It gets the customer away from those one where they're disconnecting the lines and moving to fiber. So it replaces those, and it also will allow you to have an alternative where you're in areas where they're just raising the rates through the roof. I mean, we've seen POTS lines upwards of $700 right now a month per line, which is crazy.
Right.
So that's one product. Another product that we've got a full service, full platform of managed services that we use. And we're able to pretty much manage any edge device that's connected onto a customer's network, regardless of who the underlying supplier is. So we can manage virtually any type of an SD-WAN appliance. We can manage firewalls, all of those things. Where that's really come into play now is we're about 3 to 4 years into the adoption of SD-WAN, Steve. So what you're seeing is all of those early adopters that went to the technology a couple of years ago, they're coming out of contract now. So we found that a lot of them, when they first bought it, they said, "Oh, this is a great product. My IT team's going to manage this. We can do this all in-house." Well, 3 years later, they found out that that's a lot of manpower hours to manage it. They don't want to do it. So as they're coming up for renewal, we're able to take those, renew the licenses on Granite's product, and then have our NOC manage all of the services for them with a nice portal and all that. So that's the second one. And the last one that's really kind of, Granite may not be known for, but we're doing a killer job on it. As I mentioned, we got the Cradle Point Partner of the Year 2 years in a row. Anything that you see with mobility data is good for us, whether it's tablets, whether it's IoT devices, whether it's, it's the smartphones. We've got some products in there. We're going to have some new rollouts in the coming months that are going to be even better. But anything that you come across that requires a SIM card, I would say bring it to Granite and let us take a shot at it, because we've got some tremendous rates there. So those are the 3 areas that I think we see the most success.
That's a great recap, man. I really appreciate that. I love Granite. I'm a big fan, which is why I allow my Granite coffee mug to be next to my life-changing Top Gun Show coffee mug. I'm just saying. Saying. Well, Dave, I know you're a big fan of the Top Gun Show, and I know that there are millions and millions of people watching you right now. Why don't you tell the viewers a fun little known fact about yourself?
Fun little known fact. So I am the proud owner of a 70-acre potato farm up on the shores of Prince Edward Island. We're the third generation. My wife and I are the third generation owners of this property in my family. It's actually an active farm. We have people that work it for us, and it's my family's vacation spot every year, and ultimately will be my retirement home when that time comes. So very few people know I have that.
Wow, you're a potato farmer.
Yes.
Well,
I don't do the farming, but yes, I own one.
I've interviewed over 500 people, and I got to tell you, I've never had a potato farmer on the show. Hey, well, Dave, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to be on the Top Gun Show and sponsoring. I really appreciate it.
Great, Steve. Thanks for having me. Been a pleasure.
Thanks for watching, everybody.